No tricks. Get covered now. Click the link in the description.
Sweet.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. If you are in need of insurance for your box truck, commercial, semi-truck, commercial box truck, cargo van business, make sure you click the link in the description below for Log Rock. Up for renewal. Looking for a cheaper commercial insurance solution for your box truck, cargo van, semi-truck business. Make sure you click that link in the description below for Log Rock. Log Rock, official sponsor of the channel. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in.
Sweet.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy New Year. What am I doing? Boom. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Let's get this roll call. Make sure everybody got back safe. Make sure everybody got back safe. Shout out to V Style. Shout out to everybody that's representing the MGM gang. What's going on? Shout out to Pippi. Shout out to the moderators in the building. Shout out to this Wall MGM gang. Shout out to Pit Freight. What's going on? I ain't seen Pit Freight in here in a minute. Shout out to Edie. Says this is the year we get it out the mud. We carry freight. This is definitely a business channel at this point. I agree. Not just box trucking. I only run NEMT at this point. But all the info comes in great for my business. 2026 will be even better than 2025. Yeah, I mean, it's business, bro. It's business. You know, we can't get, you can't get distracted by the detractors. There's always going to be the detractors. And it's not the information. I'm going to be honest with you. It's me. You dig what I'm saying? It's not the info, it's me. You dig? And I get that. I do a lot of shit to trigger people. You know, people don't like when people watch people, especially our creators, even in real life, people just don't like you just because they don't like you. So it's not the information, it's just me. And I'm cool with that. You dig what I'm saying? The main thing people don't like about me, the people that dislike me, the fact that I'm in the house. That's it. You not out here. People that's still in the grind, they despise the people that ain't in the grind no more. The whole time they in the grind, they trying to make it out the grind. It's just they despise the people that ain't got to get up and do what they got to do every day. They don't like it. The grind is the grind, and people despise people that made it out the grind. So I'm cool with it. You dig what I'm saying? So the information is the information. We don't got no, cases over here of misleading or just bad information. You got real qualified experience, and that's it. That's it. That's it, and that's all. So, but Happy New Year to you. Shout out to ACP Picks. What's up? Shout out to Slick Turbo. Shout out to D Block. Shout out to CTR. Shout out Mark Brown. Mark Brown, ain't seen you in a minute. Shout out to Ivan Tony. Shout out to Rich. Shout out to everybody from the crib. Shout out to the Franklin. Shout out to the Franklin Blueprint. What's going on, Mr. Greg? Shout out to Box Truck Mitch. I'm doing interviews. Going to have to watch the replay. Happy New Year, everybody. Wish you all the best this year. Shout out to Ro. Shout out to Mr. Irvin Lloyd. Shout out to Jonathan representing the Boogie Down. I see everybody up in at it this morning. Cool. Shout out to Ben Uzi. Well, this afternoon now. Shout out to Thomas Fowler representing Huntsville. Shout out to Box Truck Dan. Box Truck Dan, I seen your message last night. I seen it. Shout out to you. Happy New Year to you. You got your CPM down before midnight. Yeah, I seen you. I seen the message that you was working on that last night. That's good, man. You brought your New Year's in the right way, focusing on what's important, man. And that's all I want to really sit here and talk to you. Wait, I still got the Christmas lights on. Hold on a second. Give me a second. We got to get rid of that. Christmas is over with. I got to get this red and green up out of here. Let me get this shit up out of here now. All right, back to normal. Christmas, the holidays is over with. All right, boom. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you about today. We ain't going to make this long and drawn out because I got shit I got to do. I'm just going to do a little maybe 15, 20 minute, mindset check. Man, open up the phone lines for about an hour, kick it with you, and then I got to get out of here. It's New Year's. I want to hit the gym. I missed the gym yesterday. I forgot it was New Year's Eve. They closed at 5, so I missed it. I don't like working out in the gym in my building. You know what I'm saying? I like going out, working out with other people. I want to hit the gym, and it's New Year's. So black people, I'm going to know all the real black people. Where all the real black people at? What mama cooking on New Year's Day that you got to get a plate? You got to get a plate. What she cooking? I got to go get some. So I ain't got time to play around with the tractors and shit today. We on business today. I got to go get a plate. I know gumbo. I ain't from the South. Man. I ain't from the South. You said gumbo. I don't live in New Orleans. The black people that migrated from the South to the North during the Great Migration, that Southern shit, as far as like gumbo and shit, that shit is that black eyed peas. It's the walk, no. Gotta go get me some black eyed peas. Gotta go get some black eyed peas. Drew's World got it. Black eyed peas. Appreciate that super chat.
Sweet.
Gotta go get some black eyed peas, man. Can't get to mama house too late, she food already done, she packed everything up and froze everything. If you get there too late, you dig what I'm saying? Yeah, cornbread, but primarily them black eyed peas. Man. Appreciate that super chat, man. Come on in, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications. I'm hoping everybody made it out safe last night. If you was out, hopefully you didn't get into no trouble. You didn't get into no accidents. You didn't get too drunk to the point where you can't function. You off your square. This week been an interesting week on the channel, man. Interesting week. Both in the channel, both, in the Discord, just these conversations, and it all leads to the same thing, man. And this is something I've been talking about as much as I talk about cost per mile for those trucker guys. Mindset. The big reason why a lot of people are in the situation they is in is mindset. Mark, you better not talk about trucking while I'm here. Laughing my eyes are just kidding. I'm just about finished watching from last night. Too funny. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. It's mindset. Mindset of starting a business, not being in the right mindset, ignorance mindset, worrying about things that are beyond your control, worrying about other people, focusing on other things, focusing on other people, not focusing on the information that ultimately is going to make you be successful. And this is what we've seen this week. I've seen it both on the channel, the Discord. I entertained it this week. Today is not the day for entertainment. Today is the day for conditioning and just, having a brief conversation about mindset and starting the new year off right. Mindset, right? What's another thing that I always talk about? Discipline, understanding numbers, right? I see this a lot with the middle mile box truck guys. I just, no matter how much we talk about it, they don't get it. It's to the point now where I'm going to ask you the question and you just admit to the fact that you don't know the shit when you come up and you talk to me. So I don't know. If you're not willing to do what you're supposed to do so that you can get a return on your investment, I really don't know what to tell you. I'm not in the business of investing $1 to lose it. If I'm going to invest $1 into something, I'm going to make sure I do everything in my power to get my dollar back. Period. If I put up $1 for something, Obviously, I'm looking to make 2, but I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure at least I break even. I don't know, you know. I think people need to go into this year committing to operating like a business and not like a hustle. Majority of people that we see in the box truck space operate like a hustle. Some people admit to it. Some people say it. This is why they get the results that they get. And I tell you, I'm gonna keep this real brief today. And you know, I have these back and forths with these young cats because they lost, and you know, they just don't respect the OGs, you know, or the people that are older, have come before them, have wisdom. Life ain't gonna get easier; it's gonna get harder. It ain't gonna get easy, and it's not gonna get easier. It's gonna get harder, and it's gonna get more hard for you if you don't do what you're supposed to do to make life comfortable. You can't cheat the system. No matter how hard you try, you may be able to get away with it for a little bit, but eventually it's gonna catch up with you. You can't. You can't cheat the system, man. You cannot. Point blank, period. So when I talk to people, I was talking to this guy in the Discord. Really, really smart guy. He's been on the channel before. He's called in on one of the call-in shows, one of the regular call-in shows with the video. Really smart guy. Has capital. Came from the tech industry. So this is not just younger people that are just completely fucking ignorant. I see it from young people that are highly intelligent, that are capitalized. It's just a younger mindset thing of either beating the system with hacks and all this dumb shit that they teach, or being super over technical and trying to beat the work with technical shit because you have a technical background. Anyway, he's come up before, and since he came up on the call-in show, he came into the Discord, and we've had some really, really long conversations in public chat rooms. So it's not like these are conversations that I just had with him that nobody else has. And 15, 20 people or whatever in these public chat rooms that can vouch for these conversations that I had with this young man. And even still to this day, for the recent conversation I had with him 2 years ago, it's trying to beat the system. You can't beat the system, you know? He's a mover, right? He's a mover, and a lot of the stuff with moving that he's trying to get around with technical shit using AI and things like that, none of that shit is going to work in this industry. He needs to put his head down. This is what I told him. This is what I've been telling him. Put your head down, get on the grind, get in the truck, get out there and work. Stop making this shit seem like it's trucking and logistics is not as hard as people make it out to be. It's just not, bro. It's not, bro. I think people, and I'm trying to get the words together, bro, because it's just like, man, it's really simple, bro. If you do the math, understand your numbers, and do the work, it's just as simple as that. I'm not even going to sit up here and try to use technical words, bro. I see a lot of people fail because they don't do the numbers and they don't put the work in. This guy, he has the capital, but he's not really putting the work in. And two, he's trusting the wrong people. He's being taken advantage of. He's trying to make shit too technical for something that's really just hands-on. Get out there, do the work. Start small. He wants to start up here. Like I told him, you're starting up here. You missed all these steps. You missed all these steps. What did I tell him on the call-in show? You starting up here, all these customers that you missing out on, these are the customers that's going to bring you more customers from word of mouth. These customers up here are in a social economic status that the people that they talk to, the people that they socialize with, the people that they hang around are up here with them. They not moving. They have nobody to refer you to. A big part of the moving industry, as far as consumers is concerned, is word of mouth. Word of mouth. So now when you sitting up here and you're talking to me and you're in my market and you tell me you only made 70 grand for a whole season, to me it's laughable, because I was doing $60,000, $70,000 prior to being licensed a month. But you started here and you missed all of this. All of this that you missed is revenue. Customers that are more economic in a city with a $9.2 million, I'm not 9.2 million people in the Chicagoland area. And a lot of these people are in apartments, but you shooting for big mansions and shit. And these people ain't moving like that. You looking at the gross number. I'm looking at the net. I'm looking at volume. Volume is what's going to bring you money. Volume is what's going to allow you to scale. It's a mindset thing. Discipline. Repeating the same process every day. There's some days where I say, yo, I know I promised them 5 days a week, these live streams. There's days where I just say, man, I don't want to do this shit, but I said I was going to do it, so I got to do it. There's days I don't want to go to the gym, but I got to do it. It's discipline. It gets boring. It gets repetitive, but you got to do it. This is a big part of the reason why a lot of guys don't do their cost per mile. Even the guy that I was talking to in the Discord yesterday or the day before, he was saying things and I'm just like, bro, like, I know this shit. You can't just say things to me because then I'm going to challenge you. And I'm like, all right, well then what'd you make last week? You got your numbers? He didn't have his numbers. You got to do your numbers, bro. Every day you got to do your books. Every day. If it's Wednesday of the following week and you're telling me about, man, fuel fucked me up last week. I spent $1,900 in fuel. And then now my next question was, shit, what was your labor? Oh, well, let me see. And then now you doing your books. You're not prepared. It's Wednesday. How you don't know what your gross was for the previous week and we halfway through the next week? Every day you got to do your books. It's a discipline thing. You cannot not get tired and say, oh, well, fuck it, I'll put it off to tomorrow because tomorrow going to come. You're going to put it off to the next day. You're going to put it off to the next day. You're going to put it off to the next day. And then it's just going to become a habit. And then you're going to be like one of these guys that come up here and they just don't know their cost per mile. They don't know shit. Like the buddy that came up here with the semi-trucks. He from the crib. He said, yo, I just ain't had time. How you don't have time to do your numbers? How you don't have time to know if you operating efficiently? How you don't have the time to know if you profiting? How you don't have the time to know if you losing? How you don't know these things? I thought people started businesses to put themselves in a better situation. But I talk to people throughout the years and people still in the same situation. See no growth. It's only a handful of people that I talk to regularly from this community that I really, 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 really see growth. And I've seen exponential growth over the course of the last 3 years. And I think you guys know who they are because I always recognize them. And these are the guys that follow the blueprint the exact way it was laid out for them. These are the guys that are disciplined, that do their numbers every day. These are the guys that are working just very, very hard. These are the guys that are making the sacrifices. These are the guys that are delaying their gratification. These are the guys that's not getting distracted. Shout out to John. I remember when John first started watching the channel, and when I started the Discord, he came in with a cargo van. Roadie is what he was doing and some other gig shit. And then they opened up XD. And he would spend a lot of time in the Discord because they were just driving. He was an early adopter in Roadie XD, so those are when the rates were extremely high. He took advantage of those high rates that they were offering at that time. Eventually, obviously, they changed it. But this guy was in the Discord early in the morning out working, fucking wee hours of the morning, all the way to after midnight, damn near every day. I remember him, D. Jenkins. I remember Great Polo would work on his day job. Then he'd go do his night thing at night. The whole time this guy's in the Discord doing different Roadie XDs. John just bought his second truck like a week ago. The Discord started a year ago. And this guy's at 3 vehicles successfully doing final mile, final mile fitness equipment. He has a fitness equipment contract where he does big gyms, big gym projects, condos, gym, right? So he's doing big projects, showrooms, setting up gyms and showrooms, condo association, gym rooms, actual gyms. He made the sacrifices. He delayed his gratification, the discipline, not scared to do the hard work, and has been consistent ever since the first time he came in. He just followed it. J. Cole, he'll be the first person to tell you. I've never had a one-on-one conversation with J. Cole. J. Cole would be the first person to tell you it was one video that I did, that I laid everything out. My whole blueprint, I laid it out. Step by step by step by step by step. And he used that same information from that video, and within because he was an OTR guy. He was struggling. 2022. Found my channel. Watched that video. He says he still watches that video once a month. Anytime somebody comes in that channel, J. Cole would be the first one to send them that video. Now, mind you, you have people this week that have said, man, that's old information. Yeah, because that's the blueprint that took me to success, but it still works today. Numbers are numbers. Numbers are numbers. So when I listen to people do this, it goes in one ear and out the other. Numbers don't change. Strategy is strategy. There's no tech that has infiltrated final mile and moving. Margins are margins. So he took that strategy, that blueprint that was created in 2013, and in 2022, he applied it, and J. Cole is at 7 trucks today. Off one video that I took the time 3 years ago when I used to do that detailed, polished content with slideshows and shit. I don't do that shit no more. Why? Because how many times I'm gonna do it? It's in the content. It's in the content. That's 7 trucks. Earlier this summer, I gave him a plan to go to 10. He's completely dominated his market in 3 years. His scores are always high. He's still training guys when he wants to get out, because he's not out in the field anymore. He's handling things on the back end because he's at 7 trucks. You can't be active in the field with that many vehicles out there at scale because you're constantly fielding calls and chasing down more opportunity. Your job now is to be in the background. You can't run that many trucks and be in the field. But he took in information, credible information, checked it out, tested it out, applied it, duplicated it. And then you see him come in from time to time with $100 super chats. I've never had a one-on-one coaching or anything. He attributes it, and anybody that knows it, he says it all the time, to one video where everything was laid out. Now, mind you, when I put that video out, that was a blueprint that I did 9 years prior. The video was put out 3 years ago. But if a person watched that video and they applied it in this niche, work today. Another thing people lack that causes them to not succeed is comprehension. You know why people don't see success or they don't see growth? Let me not say success. Let's say growth. A lot of people can't comprehend well. I noticed it a lot. But even the other day when I was talking about the AI, I said something. I said, it's not coming anytime soon because the technology already exists. It's been in existence for at least 10 years now. So if they were going to apply it and push it on us, they would have did it already. This technology has been here for a decade at least. The Model S has been autonomous since it came out. So that means the technology has been here. When did the Model S come out? When did the Model S come out? 2014, 2015? Technology has been here. Decade at least. You know what somebody said in the comment? Anything is possible. Planes fly themselves. Did you just hear what I said? I said the technology exists. So when you have a conversation, an intelligent conversation with unintelligent people, they hear what they want to hear because they not comprehending what's being said. Technology exists. If they wanted it out, if they wanted it to be prevalent, they could have been made it prevalent because the technology been here for at least a decade. He took it as I'm saying it'll never happen because they'll never invent the technology. It'll never exist. Comprehended the whole fucking sentence wrong. A lot of people can't comprehend. They listen to information. They don't know how to listen, take the information in, process it, go back, fact check it, test it, apply it. That's the process. Whether you getting it from an influencer, a book, that's the process that you should go about it when you consuming information. A lot of people can't comprehend. Comprehension, especially, since education has, and schooling, is not what it used to be. It ain't what it used to be. It's clear it's not what it used to be. This is why we get into these debates and these battles, and notice a lot of these debates and battles is ignorance. It's a lot of ignorance. You can't be ignorant and expect to grow as it pertains to business. You're going to be like the guy we saw yesterday who's been trucking for 30 years or whatever he said, 30, 40 years. 30, 40 years, when I look at a guy like that, I'm going to tell you what I see. A person who missed a lot of opportunities. Because if you've been trucking for 30, 40 years, you missed a lot of opportunities. Sure, there were downturns in 30, 40 years, but there was a lot of upswings as well. There was a lot of opportunities to capitalize. It's just like the guy that Mother Trucker interviewed last year, who's behind on his mortgage. This guy is interviewing this guy. It's his mindset. We talking about mindset. Listen to this. Mother Trucker sat in the truck last year with a guy who's complaining about the industry and how bad it is. But he's been trucking for 25 years. So 1999, he started trucking. Now, mind you, he's complaining. He's telling drivers they're messing it up. They're taking cheap freight. The industry is this. The industry is that. The industry is this. He's about to lose his home. But he's sitting in a 2023 long nose. I don't know if it was a Peterbilt or Kenworth. He was so proud of the truck. 2023, he bought a year prior, brand new. So we're looking at $250,000. Plus, he kitted it out. Chromed it all the way around. Changed the interior. Quilted leather interior, if I can remember. Pop-out radio. Suede headliner. I mean, he did his thing with the customization. I don't know what customization on the semi-truck would cost. How much all that customization would cost. So this mindset we talking. You got a guy who's been trucking 25 years. So that means he's seen upswings, he's seen downswings. But in 2023, in an economy that's trending downward, he decides to go out and make this huge investment. He made this huge investment at a time where trucks were still overpriced. He then went further to kit and customize the truck in an economy that's going in a downward trajectory. But this guy's been trucking for 25 years. So you would think a person 25 years has experience to know not and go make a risky investment. These are the types of guys that get mad at me. Because if I was Mother Trucker and I'm sitting in the truck, I wouldn't have been pandering for that motherfucker. I would have looked right over at him like this. You know why you fucking up? You know why you failing? You know why you behind on your mortgage? This shit right here. But instead, he goes and say, guys, this is a good guy. This is a good guy. This industry, these guys that are taking these cheap loans and these industry guys, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. So I'm sitting watching the video like, bro, you ain't finna tell him that the reason he in this situation, because he got behind on his mortgage a year ago, is because he bought this motherfucker. He bought this motherfucker in a downward economy. Economy's going down. He bought an overpriced truck in a downward economy. And it's going to continue to go down. I'm waiting for him to tell him this is why he's in this situation. You made a bad choice. You made a bad decision. Your mindset is fucked up. And then you went and you kitted it out. So you spent more money on some dumb shit just so you can look good going down the road. You didn't tell him that. You pandered for him. So now I'm the bogus guy for calling it what it is. This is what I see. But Mark, you're not a trucker. You don't need to be a trucker to see ignorance. You don't need to be a trucker, an over-the-road trucker, to see why this guy is about to lose his home. Because the guy who was the semi-trucker was sitting right next to him and pandered for him. But the box truck moving guy could look at the situation and be like, the reason why he's in this situation, he's sitting in it. The numbers ain't adding up. There's no way in the world, if I'm in an industry for 25 years, I go make a bad decision. That's a stupid decision. Mindset for the decision, even a worse mindset to go invest money into the customization so you could look good going down the road. The customization doesn't contribute to what brings in the revenue. I get it. You in the truck most of your time, right? So you want to be comfortable. I get that. Timing is very important. See, the thing is most people don't understand business. Me, I understand business. I understand when now is the right time and when it isn't the right time. I can sit on my hands and be patient. I know how to sit my black ass down and be patient and just wait. Just look. Yeah, keep doing dumb shit. Yup. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what the women say, I've been working. I just want a new car. Try to find a way to justify a new car. I want a new car. I deserve it. Yeah, you deserve it. Go get it. Go get a new car that you can't afford and then justify it by doing DoorDash or whatever. Because eventually you're not going to want to go out and do it, and then the repo man going to come. Go do it. That's a weak mindset. But smart money needs people to do that. Keep making those bad decisions. Because those bad decisions is going to turn into a great opportunity for smart money. Discipline. The discipline to put the work in, but also you discipline to know when to say no. Now is not the right time. That comes from emotional decision making. Talk about it all the time. Just talking about mindset today. Going into 2021. I'm not really into motivating people, bro. You know why? You shouldn't need another person to motivate you to get up and do what the fuck you got to do. I don't need no other person to motivate me. So that's why I don't talk. I don't do motivational shit, bro. I talk for mindset. The bill collector is the only person I need to motivate me. The fucking mortgage company. Because you know what? In the back of my mind, if the shit don't get paid, they coming to take the bitch. I don't need another person to motivate me to do what I need to do. So this ain't for motivation for the first year. This is more for mindset. People make emotional decisions. We see a lot of it. I've been pinpointing it out lately. For the life of me, I don't know why, bro. I don't know why people are so emotional. I think at first I thought it was like a younger thing, but I'm starting to see it's older people too. I have to blame it on social media. People think with their emotions now. And it leads them to making bad decisions. Especially when it comes to business. When it comes to business, your main objective, numbers. Numbers got to make sense, man. Not your feelings. That's why every time somebody say, man, what I felt like, or it seemed like it felt like, these are all emotional words. Wishing, man, I'm hoping. These are emotional words, bro. These are feeling words. 1 + 1 is 2. There's no feelings involved in it. It's just hard math. Do the numbers make sense? Why are you not doing the numbers? Why are you telling me about some shit you feel? I don't care about what you feel. What do the numbers say? Let's just go back to the example I use about the woman. I feel, man, I've been working hard. I know I can't really afford it, but if I do a little gigging on the side to help me pay the note, I deserve it. That's a feeling type thing. You feel you deserve something. Do the numbers make sense? Can you afford this $800 car note? Because when we run the numbers currently with your job and the bills you got, you can't afford it. But you saying you deserve something because you've been consistent working every day, but your job don't pay enough for you to afford this GLE. You need to be looking at Honda Accord or Honda Elantra or some shit like that. You not really, this is $1,400 a month. $1,500 a month, $1,300 a month. You more in the $500 a month range. It's all you can afford. See, the numbers got to make sense. It ain't about what you deserve. You deserve a nice car. Everybody feel like they deserve a nice car. Everybody want a nice car. Everybody want a nice home. Everybody want nice clothes. But not everybody can afford certain things. The truth is the truth. The numbers got to make sense. A lot of people put themselves, like the guy with the 23, $400,000 truck, with 250 plus the kit shit he put on it, plus the financing. 400,000. He felt like he deserved it. Numbers didn't make sense. Now he's finna lost his crib. Got this guy pandering for him on the internet. And all that was feelings. Feelings in the business, feelings outside the business. Living above your means in real life. Work both ways, and you rob from the sustainability of the business. I remember when I was starting to build my fleet. I did the numbers. I looked once at the price of new trucks. And I never looked at new trucks again until I bought a new truck because I had a need for a new truck. Started shopping for old trucks. The cheaper, the better. Why? Because I did the numbers. Eight years old, 175, 200,000 miles. Put me right in the price range where I started to buy trucks. I talk to people who just so adamant about newer or brand new equipment. I see content creators telling people, you got to go get new equipment. But when I do the numbers, just like I did the numbers then, don't add up. And this is why you see what you see. A lot of misery, a lot of complaining, a lot of sadness, because people don't do the numbers. There's a guy in the Discord named Jamel. Good guy. Out of Indianapolis. All his trucks are 20 years old. He does regional OTR. I think his trucks are like 2002 to 2008, if I'm not mistaken. He said, Mark, when you said that, it made sense. And his first truck was a 2002. Just normal issues he's had with it. But he said, man, money hand over fist. Now he's run into issues lately, not because of trucks, because of people. People is the thing. Now, I'm not telling a person that's watching to go out and get a 20, 25-year-old truck. What I'm telling you is the numbers got to make sense. He has equipment that's 20 plus years old and he's making a killing because its cost is not as high as a person who goes out and buys a 2022 because somebody told him, yo, this company not going to deal with you. There's truth to that. There's companies that have a threshold limit on equipment, but there's plenty of companies that's not. Me personally, and this is me, you can always, do what you want to do. I'm not going to let anybody dictate to me my profit margin. Nobody. I start a business, I want my profit margin to be as big as I can get it. I want to make as much money as I possibly can get. So if an individual doesn't want to deal with me because of a certain year threshold, fine. I'll just find somebody that will. It's me personally. I'm not going to let nobody dictate to me a threshold. There are companies out there that have a threshold. There's a lot of companies that don't. Because if there wasn't, a guy like Jamel wouldn't be making no money. The thing with having a really large community, and when I say community, I mean community. There's plenty of creators in the space, but I have a real community, right? So we talk weekly, we network, we exchange ideas. And the thing with having a large community, I get to talk to people who are just all different walks of life as it pertains to like box trucking and where they're at in their journey. From people that are getting started to people who are tenured to people who are scaled to people who are trying to scale to people who are successful to people who are not successful. So this is data for me, right? This is data. And this is why when I talk and I give examples of people that are current, it's coming from real data. There's plenty of people that are successful out here that have older equipment, but I see people on the internet say, yo, nobody's going to give you a chance. It's false. A person who is listening, let's say, to a multitude of people who's trying to decide on how to buy a truck, you hear me say, yo, buy something you can afford, make sure the numbers make sense. And then this is what I'll see. They'll watch another person or two and say, yo, don't get nothing that's older than a 2017 because ain't nobody going to want to deal with you. Most people take that information and run with it because there's a fear there. Man, they said, if I don't get a 2017, ain't nobody going to deal with me. The other guy said, yo, do the math. It's got to make sense. Most people make the emotional decision based out of fear. Instead of sitting down in whatever niche that they want to fall in, final mile, middle mile, moving, cargo van expedited, do the numbers. They're going to get pushed into a wall of fear because they said, yo, if you get something older than a 2017, these brokers ain't going to want to deal with you. They make an emotional decision. You got to stop making emotional decisions as it pertains to business, just in general in life, especially in business. If you come into business like that guy, that's 2 semi-truck guy, like I feel bad for that guy, and I rarely feel bad for people. It's not because he's from the crib. It's because deep down, I just know he don't know no better. And you can just tell the genuineness in the conversation with him. Even when I was being hard on him, his tonality never changed. His tonality was calm and just and peaceful. But I rarely feel bad for somebody who just doesn't do what's in their best interest, especially as it pertains to numbers. But I really felt and I feel bad for him. Because deep down, I know he's very genuine and he just doesn't. And then the partner, which I'm against, and as you see more people come up with these partners, and you see Juan the other day, these partners don't have their best interests. And if somebody is not business savvy or has a high level of business acumen, it's just not going to work. Somebody has to have business, some high level of business acumen to be the leader in the situation. If you just got 2 people that are just naive, it's not going to be cohesive. It's just a disaster, bro. And this is what you see with all these partnerships that come up. But you hear me say all the time, what do you need a partner for? I don't believe in partnerships as it pertains to a goddamn box truck or semi-truck. You got 1 or 2 trucks. What do you need a partner for? Why do you need a partner for a 1-2 truck operation, bro? Why? Well, I got the money or he got the money. I'm going to drive. That's stupid. To me, that's stupid. Why? Because you can just go get the money and go get your own truck and just drive for yourself. It's not like the barrier to entry, especially for box trucking, is not that hard, bro. It's not hard, bro, at all. And that's why you always see these partnerships collide. And then that's when they come up and be like, man, I see now why you say, yo, The partnership is like a cheat code or a non-patient way to come in because you just can't exercise self-control and be patient. More emotional decision making. And this is why there's no growth, and this is why there's no success. Another thing we saw in 2025 that you got to get out of your system in 2026 or not come into 2026 with this shit is this desperate shit, bro. It's desperation shit, bro. You wouldn't be in a desperate situation. If you in a desperate situation, a lot of people are in desperate situations because they put themselves in them. Not all the time, because life does happen. Things do happen. Unforeseen situations do happen. But if you've been following my channel since its inception, I always say prepare yourself for the unforeseen, the unexpected. Always. Hoping is okay, but you got to prepare. We don't hope. Listen, business is numbers, it's math. Do the math first. Make sure the numbers make sense first. Then you can hope on the side. But do the math first. Don't put hope before math. Put the math first, then hope for the best, prepare for the worst. This is where your old school upbringing comes into place. And see, this is why I'm gonna credit like guys like me who grew up with, our grandparents and our parents that come from, what was the generation before the boomers? So our parents were boomers. What's the generation before the boomers? But this is something Granny used to always say. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. You don't see parents, like these younger parents, they ain't instilling this old school wisdom in their kids today. This is why they just make irrational decisions. There's no thought process. And wisdom kicks in life and in business. Me, I'm not gonna put myself in a fucked up situation. Why? Because if I do, I got to get up out of it. I know what it's like to be in fucked up situations. And this shit ain't a good feeling. It's not a good feeling to be in a fucked up situation. Like once you going through your 20s and shit like that, and you've been in fucked up situations or maybe your early 30s, your whole purpose is to learn from your mistakes and don't put yourself in these situations. But what we had was older individuals telling us this early on and preparing us for this by saying little words of wisdoms like hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Yo, I'm not going to just run this business and when things are good, I'm going to always think things are going to be good. And as the money's coming in, I'm not allocating or appropriate money to the side into cash flow or whatever, preparing for the storm. And then the storm comes. And then you out here with your ass out, fucked up out here in these streets. Because then I'm going to be like, well, shit, what happened a year ago when you was running up the bag? Where all the money at? Well, we seen these conversations play out on call-in shows. Well, man. I know what? You thought this shit was going to last forever, didn't you? Nothing lasts forever. Nothing. People die, flowers die, businesses collapse, relationships end. There's no arrow that consistently goes up, 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 up to the right, just consistently, and never peaks or never plateaus. And then once it peaks and it plateaus, it starts to go this way. Find me one chart for any market where you just see the chart for any market, any business that you just see a arrow going up and to the right, just consistently. And it never plateaus. It never hits a pinnacle. And then starts on a downtrend. Never see it. I've never seen it. Never seen it, bro. Name me one person that owns a business and they never come across hard times. Name a person who owns property and they never had to replace a roof, or they never had to fix a toilet, or they never had a plumbing leak, or they never had a tenant that nicked the walls, or the walls were perfect when the tenant moved out and you didn't have to go in and paint, or never have to fix a drawer, or never have to change a doorknob, or never have to clean the carpet, or just like shit happens, bro. The people who persevere, the people who prepare for it, because they understand it's not a matter of if, it's when. So those people who get into those desperate situations, they put themselves there because they weren't prepared for them. Like I said, there are some situations where life happens, things are beyond your control. It happens, trust me. But a lot of the times, just understanding that things are going to happen, you prepare for them. So when they do happen, it's unfortunate, but you're prepared for it. You're prepared for it mentally. You're prepared for it financially. I don't think you should go into a business. So let's talk about the desperation with already in the business, but let's talk about coming into a business. A lot of people come into box trucking out of desperation. We see it. They looking for the come up. Why? Well, you don't want to work. Everybody want to be rich. Everybody want financial freedom. Everybody want to be their own business. And, box truck is a low barrier to entry. I was watching, I don't know why I like watching Steve Will do it. He a funny guy to me, but YouTube has been giving content creators back their channels. Like a lot of those content creators that lost their channels during the whole liberal movement, when Kamala and Biden were really pushing, censorship, censoring people. A lot of content creators that were, outspoken, vocal, whether righteously or not. I'm not here to say, who was right and who was wrong, but there was a lot of censoring going on. And a lot of those people are getting their channels back. Steve Will Do was one. He put out an episode yesterday, and the guy, he made these people do some crazy ass shit. Like, I would never do no shit like that. But the guy won $50,000. He said, "What you gonna do with the money?" He said, "I'm gonna start a box truck business." It was just funny to me. That has nothing to do with what I'm about to talk about. I just want to tell y'all that. But a lot of people come into this box truck thing out of desperation. Why? Because they looking for, I don't know, a way out of something. I don't know. But because they come in with that mindset, that's the wrong mindset to come into any business. And this is ultimately why that 90%, that 85, 90% failure rate for people that start this business, that's one of the main reasons why. You like desperation shouldn't be your driving factor to start any business. Because it's going to lead you to making very, very emotional, irrational, illogical decisions. You're probably going to come in undercapitalized. Me, I'm going to be honest with you. If I'm desperate and I'm out here fucked up out here in these streets, desperate, I think the first course of action would be to go find something that will provide some sense of stability. And see, this goes back to where I talk about emotional decision making, irrational decision making. A business takes patience, perseverance, capital, knowledge to get it to a point of stability. There's going to be a learning curve. There's going to be bumps in the road, getting it up and going. If I'm in a situation where I'm not stable, what do I look like starting a business? I'm not even stable in life. Now, some people are going to disagree with that. I've had people that disagree with it all the time, but the data and statistics are on my side. The data and statistics are on my side. Desperation leads to failure as it pertains to coming into business. If I was fucked up out here in these streets, the first thing I would go do is look for some form of stability, something that's going to provide me stability. Obviously, it would be a job, something that's consistent. I know, okay, they're giving me Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. They're paying me $30 an hour. This provides a level of stability for me. So let me get on my feet. Let me work very, very hard. Save money. If overtime presents itself, take every single thing of overtime that they present me so I can make even more money. Holiday pay. Yeah, you want to work on the holiday? Who want to work on the holiday? I'll work. So you're going to get time and a half of working on the holiday. But you know, if you work the day before and the day after the holiday as well, you'll get the time and a half of working on the holiday plus holiday pay because you worked the day before and the day after the holiday. Give me all of that. Now you have given yourself some stability, right? And if you want to start a business there, now you focus on, boom, I'm stable now. Now let me start allocating money to the side so that I can come into the business and give myself a fighting chance. What gives you the fighting chance? Soldiers. What are soldiers? Dollars. Backed up by knowledge that you go out and you consume. The soldiers, the dollars are what's going to help you persevere in the battle. The battle is the learning curve. That's the war. Yeah, you fighting a war against your competition, but your biggest war, most people, we see a biggest war is the learning curve. And we see most people fail the learning curve because they don't have enough soldiers, which is dollars. And they don't have a wartime consigliere. Remember Tom and the Godfather? What did Michael do? Michael got rid of Tom. He said, man, you ain't a wartime consigliere. Who did he get to be his wartime consigliere? Who did Michael get to be his wartime consigliere? Somebody in the chat. Who did he get to be his wartime consigliere? Come on now, there's got to be some people that watch The Godfather 1. There's got to be somebody that watched The Godfather 1. Nobody? 90 people? Nobody watched The Godfather? Who did Tom Homan, or not Tom Homan, but Tom, the runaway adopted son of The Godfather, who he sent to school to be a lawyer, when they went to war and the Godfather won, Jesus Christ. I never watched the whole thing. SMW wins, said no one. Both of you guys are wrong. 90 people, nobody watched The Godfather. Jesus Christ. Bro, is it a bunch of YNs in here today? Is this full of YNs? It's a bunch of YNs. Don't tell me we got a room full of YNs. Ain't nobody in here never watched The Godfather. Been too long, big dog. Jesus Christ. Too long of a movie. Y'all just proving my point. Y'all ain't got no patience. You ain't even got patience to sit through a 3-hour movie. One of the best movies ever made. Okay, Beats. Who, when Michael took over the family after the old man got shot and they was at war, they killed Sonny. Tom was the consigliere. Michael said no. He got rid of him for he didn't want his advice for the war. Who did he replace Tom with to be his wartime consigliere? Jesus Christ, bro. No wonder y'all kind of like, y'all ain't, I see why a lot of y'all. He got his father. John finally got it. He probably Googled it or some shit. It took you too long. He got his father. He got his father. And what was the reason why he got his father? Why am I making this comparison? What was his father as far as the war, the correlation that I'm making as far as business is concerned? Why did he say, you know, Tom, you good to be the consigliere from the family for the business, but as it come to war, I'm going to get my father. Why? Why did he get his father? And what correlation am I making? Why did he push Tom to the side for the war? Why? I'm getting the audience involved. We gonna see who get it. Oh no, ain't no come on, man. Experience, turn it on. AC got it. There you go. See, some of y'all gotta watch some movies, man. Stop watching these new movies, Power and all this shit. I mean, watch the shit. It's entertaining, but man, it was a lot of gems. It was a lot of things that you could use in real life situations as it pertains to just life and business with the old movies. The old movies had game in them. This new shit ain't written to give you no game. That's why y'all is fucked up now. Look at y'all. Y'all ain't never watched no good shit. How the fuck you ain't watched The Godfather? No, bro. I'm talking about when he, no. What did he tell Tom? He said, Tom, you're out. Who can be a better wartime consigliere than my father? This was his exact words. This is exactly what he said. Go look it up. Who can be a better wartime consigliere than my father? It's exactly what he said. He told Michael, you're going to go to the meeting, and that's where you're going to be assassinated at. That's why Michael was prepared. They planted the gun in the bathroom. Michael came out, clap, clap, boom. He shot over to Sicily. Come on, man, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, man. Stop playing, man. Come on, man. Y'all. Hey, man. Hey, man, listen. It's in the old movies, it was a lot of information that you could use out in the real world. The plot. This shit now ain't got no good storyline. Ain't got no plots, man. Shit is all, you can't use this shit, man. This shit is just for entertainment, bro. Shit is just for entertainment, man. Business is war, man. Your money is your soldiers. Every dollar is a soldier. The more soldiers you got, the more chances you can win in war. The information that you seek to consume, this is why I'm the coldest at this shit. I'm gonna talk my shit. See how I do these parallels? See how ain't nobody out here. Listen, I'm gonna talk my shit. This is where they get mad at Big Mark. Cause man, Big Mark, just stay on the topic. Why you gotta, because ain't nobody gonna on the cusp like that compare business to war and then bring the God, because this is all off the cusp with it, bro. And then bring the Godfather in and then do the parallels. Dude, you got to remember, bro, I think this is a thing in me that I never knew I had. I think it's in my bloodline, bro. Like the education thing, I think it's in my bloodline. Well, it is in my bloodline, but I'm really good at this shit, bro. Maybe I should go back and get my master's degree in education or something. But anyway, in war, you need money and you need an advisor. The president, if we go to war, he has advisors. The information that you consume is the advice that you need to apply in the field, and the money is what's going to help you fight that war. It's just like shit, we could take it to a street war. If you got gang A, gang B, if gang A has more money, 9 times out of 10, let me not say 9 times out of 10. If gang A has more money, the opportunity of them beating gang B is more because they can go buy more weapons. Now, if gang A has more money and they have a good wartime council, it gives them even a higher chance of beating gang B. They got good advice, they got good advisors, plus they have more money to buy more weapons. Knowledge, capital. Knowledge, capital. If you, obviously, if you don't have an experienced person to go to get the advice that you're seeking, then you have to consume the information on your own. But I mean, if you got a guy like me that you could come talk to, this is why you got guys like the guys that are in my Discord, that they don't really have to hit that learning curve. I want to acknowledge somebody else. Young blood. I want to acknowledge the young blood that came into the Discord. That's just running up a nasty one. Cordell came in with a cargo van. Listen to Big Mark, nasty bag. He running up a nasty bag. Nasty bag. He never really had to experience. The only thing Cordell hit where he messed up at was when the transmission went out. He went and did the dun-dun and spent $6,000. But the reason why he had that capital was because he was listening to Big Mark. He was already running up a bag. Cordell came into this industry in March. He bought his van in March. His transmission, I went out in June, was it? June, July. So he had the van about 3 months, his transmission, but he always was already making a shit ton of money because he was following the big homie. So when the transmission went out, he just had the van towed straight to the transmission place. And then when he came into the Discord and told the story, it was like, well, shit. He's like, yeah, I'm already getting a thing with $6,000. I'm like, dude, wait a minute, hold on, $6,000? That's too much, bro. We can get you a transmission cheaper than that. He's like, oh, really? Everybody was saying that. The experience in the chat was saying that. But he kind of jumped the gun. I'm like, bro, you know, this is what the Discord for, bro. You come in here and you get the You ask questions, bro. This is what it's for. And yeah, you're right. But from the moment he came in, he really didn't have to adhere to the learning curve like that. Because there's experience. If I'm not in there, there's other people in there that have experienced that. And he's 23. He's averaging 5,000 a week in a van locally. Consistently. He came in with the capital, and then he had the wartime. Is it conciliary? Art. You got to go into 2026 and set the tone. Yeah, he got a 16-footer too. But I don't think he owns the van. He got the Ram ProMaster, but he also had to go out and get an additional 16-foot truck that I think he's doing a long-term rental. And he wants to buy, he's expressed buying one, but I told him to hold off right now. And I think we'll see how the first 30 days or 60 days of this season goes in March. And from there, I want him to get the household goods thing first. I want him to get that first before I advise him to buy the truck. I want him to get that out the way first. And once he gets the household goods license, then we'll give him the go ahead, the green light to buy the truck. So I think people need to go into 2026 with everything, the shit that I've been talking about. This is the mindset people need to go into it with. You know, I like this waiting for things to get better. People have been waiting since 2023. They still waiting. They're gonna keep waiting. You know, I'm not gonna be the person to tell you, yo, it's gonna get better. I don't know what better looks like because I've never seen things get better. I've only seen things get worse as far as like economy and things like that. More competition, higher cost, rates not scaling with inflation. But what is scaling with inflation is the things that cost you to operate your business. Don't matter what you're doing. Don't matter if you're a final mile guy, a mover, or OTR. Insurance is higher. Materials are higher. Labor, extremely higher and continuously going up. But one thing that's consistent, not moving, right? Because we can dictate our own prices. But as far as final mile is concerned, what live stream was that? Was that the live stream where I showed my journey? I showed you the rates I was getting in the emails that I was getting from Dynamics. I showed you that. You guys are getting like $50 more in today's market versus 10, 12 years ago. The cost of inflation should dictate way more than a $50 swing. Way more. So OTR, we looked at the average rate earlier this year in comparison to what the average rate was when we looked at it this summer. It was pretty much the same thing. It was a 2-cent difference from 2025 and 2010. 2025 and 2015, I'm sorry. What has changed? Cost of operation, labor, insurance, maintenance, parts. It's all higher. So you got to go into this with a game plan. You got to go into it with capital. If you want to succeed in 2026, it's not going to get it. Like, it's just not going to magically get easier for you. Like, if you want things to be easy, you got to make the shit easy. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. Link is not pinned to the chat. But the phone number is here. I'll take a couple calls for the new year. And then I'm going to get out of here. OG already texting. And I want to hit the gym. So I'll take a few calls, man. Then I'm going to get out of here. I got about an hour, 45 minutes. So phone number 312-772-5483. Phone line is open. Anybody that came in, Happy New Year. Hope everybody is having a good New Year thus far. Prosperity and peace to everybody. Don't come into New Year's with hell in you. Don't bring that negative shit into New Year's with you, because it's gonna follow you. It's gonna follow you. That shit gonna follow you. It's gonna follow you everywhere you go. Shit. Yeah, I don't really want to. I mean, shit. I'll put the link down there too. Shit, it don't matter to me. The phone number is on the screen though. Hold on, let me put the link just in case. Let me turn it on. I'll drop it. I'll put it in the chat. Phone number is on the screen though. All right. Link is at the bottom. Phone number is on the screen. We'll take a couple calls for the new year. Then we're going to go ahead and skedaddle. Mm-hmm. Hey, man, it was a cold-ass analogy that I did. I'm going to have to clip that. That shit was cold. That was cold as hell, boy. And it was off the fly, too. It was off the fly. Just cold with it, man. Cold with it, bro. Yeah, I might look into that. Might look into that. Trying so hard said the father died before he replaced Tom. No, he didn't. He didn't. He consulted him about the assassination. He said, yo, they're going to request a meeting, and that's where you're going to be assassinated. That's why they came up with the whole plan for the gun in the bathroom. He told them where they were going to assassinate him at. He was walking around, what was it, have the orange in his hand? I forget, with a walnut or something. Tom was sitting in there, and Tom was like, Michael, why am I? Tom was all sad and stuff. He said, Mike, you're out. Besides, who can be a better wartime concierge than my father? Why? He needed the wisdom from his father. His father been to war plenty times. You need to refresh up on the movie. After Mike killed the guys in the shop, in the little restaurant, he went over to Sicily, and then he came back. He was over in Sicily, I guess, for like a year or so, got married. They blew up the car over there in Sicily. His wife was in the car. He had a bounty on his head. the father had to orchestrate the return of Michael back to America safely. Remember when he was negotiating the orchestrating and planning the return, making sure Michael got back once they blew up the car for him to get back to America? Michael was back in America after he went to Sicily because they came back. They killed Sonny. Killed Sonny in the toll booth. The father then died towards the end in the backyard with the grandson. Mike then married Kate, had kids. The little boy was running in the backyard, in the garden. And the Godfather did the thing and put the orange in his mouth and then started chasing him around. And then he croaked. Come on, bro. Y'all, man, this is crazy, bro. Damn near 100 people. And ain't nobody never seen the Godfather, bro. Man, I quit, bro. This is sad, bro. I don't want to do this shit no more, bro. I can't believe this shit. Sad, bro. Sad. Sonny was high-headed. You look at Sonny like an inexperienced person who, for business, he is the person who's running off emotion. He's the person who makes emotional decisions. That's why he got killed. He couldn't see the forest from the trees. He couldn't see the snake in the grass. The snake in the grass was right under him. An emotional decision caused him to get in the car with a few men and go through that and go through that toll booth because this nigga beating the. Listen, see, this is. It's the shit I'm talking about. His emotions is what got him killed. I would have known. We already done fucked dude up once. The dude's married to my sister. You marry into the family, you know we gangsters. We one of the 5 families. You married to the sister of what the head of one of the 5 families. Sonny already beat you up in the street once for putting your hands on his sister. He told you, if you put your hands on my sister again, I'm gonna kill you. The fear is already there, so common enough sense would say, yo, this nigga, he did what? You already know you at war. Maybe he been infiltrated. What would cause him to do? He know we gonna kill him. He know we gonna kill him. Why would he do this after we just beat the shit out of him? And we at war. Think. It was a setup. Beat the shit out of him. He gonna come here. This the route he gonna come. We gonna get him in the toll booth. As soon as he pulled in the toll booth, boom, backed in, boom, backed in, hopped out with the Tommy guns. He was so emotional, he left his security behind. He didn't wait on his security. By the time the security pulled up, he was already dead. Ran out the house. Emotional. Sister or not, you at war, everything gotta be strategized. Family or not. when it's a time of war, bro, you can't use that as an excuse. He not a part of the immediate family. He's an extended family member who was already janky. He was already janky. He married into the family. He wasn't a part of the immediate family. Now, if you're speaking from the sister's perspective, okay, cool. But you got to remember, at that particular time, they were at war. You know what we call that? Trying so? And that's why I can't accept that, what you're saying when it come to family. You know what we call that here? Somebody tell trying so what we call that here. Somebody tell them what we call that here. No. Somebody tell trying so what we call that here. Somebody tell trying so what we call that here. Rich, you in here? Tell them what we call that here in Chicago. Family or not, bro. Somebody who tell them what we call that here. Let me see. Rich here? Rich got it. Back door wide open. Back door wide open. Strategy. Family or not, it's still strategy. It's war. The other side strategized to put Sonny in that position. It's business. The other side strategizing. You can't let your emotions get in the way. That was a strategy. Yo, either you beat the fuck out of her so we can fish this motherfucker out, and if you don't, we gonna kill you. Well, man, if I do it, they gonna kill me. Hey, well, you need to figure out who gonna kill you, because if you don't do it, we gonna kill you. He made a choice. That was a strategy. They not playing with emotions. They family ain't involved. They playing with 100% strategy. There's no emotions. It's all strategy. They weighed on his feelings and emotions as a part of the strategy. So if you know they strategizing because you in war, you can't do nothing from emotions. You still got to strategize regardless of who's involved, bro. It ain't about sending nobody. You don't want to put somebody in harm's way either. Why? Because you at war. You don't want to send your soldiers out to get decapitated because you need them. Just as like in business, you don't want to send your money out on a dummy mission. When you go out and you got your little money and you don't do the strategy, you don't do the education, every time you go out, you sending your money on a dummy mission. And that's what a lot of people in this business do. They send their money on dummy missions. The dude who called up a few weeks ago, who blew through all the money in 3 months, every single week they ran that money was dummy missions. Facts. What we talking about, bro? See, this is why a nigga like me gonna always get to the bag. When I tell you I'm gonna prey on you and take advantage of you, I mean that shit. Because I'm not gonna never put my feelings and my emotions. I'm gonna strategize every way. I'm not gonna never let my feelings get in the way when it comes to this bag, bro. So boom, they strategizing. So if you know you in war and you know the other side trying to get you and you trying to get them, everything is on the line. Ain't nothing happen by chance, bro. Nothing. What we talking about, man? So no, you can't even send your soldiers. Your soldiers is from business. That's dollars. You sending them on dummy mission. You still got to strategize. We need our men. We need our dollars. We trying to take your men. We trying to take your dollars. We're not going to send our men, our dollars on dummy missions. We still have to strategize whether we're going out or we sending the men out. It still got to be a strategy. Let me tell you what I would have did in that situation. Once he did it the first time, beat the shit out of him, warned him, I would have put men on him. I would have put a tail on him. We would have thwarted that. It would have never got to that because that meeting that they had, the men would have seen it. I would have been put a tail on him. At that moment, I don't trust dude. Something ain't right. You know who we are and you did this, you know who we are. You know who we are. Put a tail on him, man. I want eyes on him 24 hours a day. I don't trust him. He an outsider. He ain't one of us. Then after what we just did to him in the street can cause for some type of illogical retaliation as well. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. You don't go, listen, it's some people that just stupid. So after he did that to them, in the back of his mind, he still should have been like, yo, it's a slight possibility for retaliation. He should be scared of us, but clearly he ain't that scared of us because he wouldn't have did what he did in the first place. Don't care about no drugs or no alcohol or no influence. Bro, we are who we are. He know better. So if he took that chance the first time, he might take a chance to go ahead while we in war and get with the opposition to try to plot something in retaliation. We just beat them in the street. Come on, man. What we talking about? Man, phone number up, man. I'm not going to be here too much longer. I'm going to put the timer up, man. I'm going to do 5 more minutes. Anybody want to call up, talk, ask questions? If not, we're going to get out of here. 312-772-5483 is the number. Strategy, man. Strategy and capital, bro, for business. That's why I always say business is like war. It's war, bro. I compare business to war. Every day, it's war. Every day. Every single day. Link is pinned in the, or link is, whatever. The phone number is up there. 312-772-5483. Edig. You should give you a pass. Man, you gotta have some patience, bro. You gotta have patience. You gotta have patience, bro. It's just like reading a book. You have to have patience, bro. You gotta have patience, bro. Ain't no such thing as a long too long movie. I watch long movies longer than that. I watched Shaka Zulu a couple times. I watched Roots. I watched long movies, bro, from beginning to end a multitude of times, bro. Not just no gangster shit. I watched movies that were based on history that were very, 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 very long, bro. And you know what? There's parts of the movies that when I watched Shaka Zulu, when Shaka Zulu was at that time in the movie, like towards the end where he was, and I know clearly, I know a lot of y'all ain't seen this because y'all ain't even seen Godfather. So if you ain't seen something that's more, you know, America loves a good gangster movie, I know you ain't seen Shaka Zulu. When Shaka was dealing with the white Africans and shit like that, and he was kind of starting to kind of get besides himself, that whole part of the movie was boring. But you still gotta watch through that because that set the tone for the ending. And that was a boring part of the movie. You know? Yeah, you said 3 hours, you can't sit through a 3-hour movie. 3 hours long as AF. Chucky said they don't even know who that is, Mark. I know. They don't know who Shaka Zulu is. This is why a lot of these people just uninformed. Hello?
What up, Mark?
What's up?
What's up, brother? This is Brian. Shit out.
Who's this? What's your name? Vito in the Discord?
Victor, yeah.
Victor, what's going on, man?
Nothing, man. I saw you mentioning Shaka Zulu, bro. That used to be my movie back in the day.
So you watch Shaka Zulu? So you watch Shaka Zulu, but you never seen Godfather?
Who said I've never seen Godfather? I told you, give me a chance, give me a pass. It's 3 long-ass movies. I've seen them all. I even saw the crappy one, the Godfather 3, bro.
But Vito was only in 1.
Vito was in 1, but Michael was in both of them. Michael was older in 3, and right. His daughter was taking over.
Right, but when they went to war, I said, what did he say to Tom? I said he said something to Tom.
Yeah, no.
That was in 1.
Yeah.
He never.
Yeah. I forgot about it. I forgot about that part. Hey, man, that's what I said. It's 3 long-ass movies. There's a lot to remember.
Yeah, man, you gotta.
Even with Shaka Zulu back in the day when I was a kid, we only had like 3 channels back home.
Mm-hmm.
So Shaka Zulu in Spanish was one of the movies that they would always pass, man.
Mm-hmm. Shaka Zulu was a really good movie, man. Really good.
It is. It was.
Really good movie, man.
Haven't seen it in more than, man, I'm 44 right now. I want to say more than 30 years, I want to say.
Really? I watched it.
Yeah.
I watched it during the pandemic. I pulled it up during the pandemic and I sat and watched through it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Man, you remember that?
But just mentioning it today, I'm probably going to pull it up maybe tonight, pull it up and start watching it. Yeah, it's one of those movies.
Have you ever seen the Shawshank Redemption?
Shawshank Redemption, of course.
That's a long ass movie as well. That's like 4 hours long.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm a movie buff. I like them.
Yeah, see Shawshank Redemption, Morgan Freeman. That's a good movie.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm a movie buff. I remember all those movies, just not all the details. It's a lot of movies.
Yeah, but certain movies, big.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying. You have to be cool and calculated with everything, man. With the soldiers, hey, I'm gonna plan something out. It might not happen today, but in 2-3 days, you better watch out.
Yeah, I'm a calculated person, bro. Ain't nothing that happened with me is by chance. It might be a chance where I'm playing stupid. I'm playing stupid. If you think, oh yeah, he's stupid. I'm playing stupid.
But that's after you gain experience, you know? Because at very first, when you start with your truck, were you thinking ahead like that? When you're thinking ahead, like, oh, okay, I'm going to start with the truck, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that. Were you thinking everything planned ahead, or everything just built?
The first day, like when I first started, it was all because of back against the wall type shit. But it didn't take long for me to, after doing it consistently, a multitude of days, like, yo, I seen the vision. I could turn this into a real business. And it was right around the moment where I said, you know what, I wonder how much is a box truck. I rent a box truck, and I went from the pickup to the box truck. Once I went from the pickup to renting the Penske, that first Penske 16-foot box truck, is when the vision really came into fruition.
It really hit.
Yes. And then that's when I had a strategy of consistently and doing it every day to make the money in the pickup truck. But once I rented the box truck, that first box truck, that brought the vision of actually turning it into a business. And I remember I talked.
You saw the results.
Right, I saw the results. Now, it was unbeknownst to me still at that time that a lot of the volume at that particular time was due to people losing their homes. A lot of the jobs that we were doing were people losing their home. I was doing a lot of condo jobs, right? Because I'm in a pickup truck. And to me, it was just like, yo, like people really didn't. And it's like I had a multitude of jobs I can remember, even with the pickup truck, where a lot of people had way more than what a pickup could take. Like a lot of these 1-bedroom condos, and people were just like, I'm like, well, I only have a pickup. And they were like, don't worry, we're throwing most of this stuff out. They really couldn't even afford movers. They couldn't afford storage. They couldn't afford movers. So a guy in a pickup truck was the best they can do. They were more concerned about their personal belongings, like their clothes and shit, because most of these people move back in with their parents. So it was once I realized that I could really run it up is when I really, as far as a business is concerned, is when I really started to strategize for business. As the phone calls kept coming, I just kept duplicating. Back then, it was plenty of people, bro. Like, wasn't no gigs, wasn't nothing. There was a bunch of guys in the hood that wasn't working. So I started putting them to work. You know what I'm saying? It was a, in comparison to now, it was just a great time, bro. I'm not never finna sit up here and just be like, yo, it was all me. It was all strategy. It was a lot of strategy, but the timing played a pivotal part too, and business is about timing. A lot of course, it's timing. It's timing of when you get in. It's timing when you transition, divest. You know what I'm saying? Everything is timing, because guess what? On the exit, I had an opportunity. I could have played it a different way. If I would have played it the other way, I'd be fucked. I would be fucked.
What was it that you exited? You exited.
It was the perfect time. It was during the pandemic. It was the perfect time to exit. But my original plan.
Yeah, everybody wanted to get in and probably buying high.
Right. My original exit was 2025, but that presented the perfect. That was like the perfect storm. And at first, I had to really sit down. And not even sit down. I couldn't sit down because it was just so busy, because we just didn't have the people. So I'm working, and while I'm working, I'm thinking, bro, like 2020 was a great year as far as money, even operating less. But during that year, I had to process a lot and make a decision. And once I saw where the market was at and the opportunity that presented, I made that decision, and I was still leery about it. Obviously, as time has gone on, in hindsight 2020, yeah, I made the right decision, because I would have been kicking myself, because one, the opportunity for the sell-off, right? And just having this shit and struggling with people not wanting to work and all that shit. So it was the perfect storm, bro. So even that was timing, right? It was timing, right? So I consider it perfect timing in, perfect timing out.
Would you say most people need to plan thinking ahead towards the end?
Yeah, you always should have an exit. Right? But you also have to prepare for the unexpected. Here's the thing. Let's say I would have went out and bought all new trucks. Or let's say I would have went out and just did a bunch of shit that I shouldn't have did. You dig what I'm saying? As far as not appropriating money, not investing, you know, just not wearing a condom, having different baby mamas and shit like that. Like all of this shit plays in, you know, into the equation, right?
Yeah.
It would have been a different scenario as well.
That's true.
All the equipment is paid off. You know, I don't have any, you know, just overhanging debt because I'm the type of person, I use bad situations to trick me into making good decisions, right? The last thing I want to do is go backwards, bro. Fall off. Falling off, I don't want to do it, bro. So, you know, whenever I make big like decisions as far as like business decisions and shit like that, I think that shit through a multitude of times. Some people say analysis paralysis. I don't like fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna analyze things. I'm gonna run the numbers.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna make the best decision, bro. Right? Because I don't want to put myself in a situation where an unforeseen situation comes later on down the line and I can't overcome it because now I done went out and did this dumb shit and now I put myself in a struggling situation. Right? So I don't want to go backwards in life. You know, I want to continue to go forwards. So I think a lot of people they take on too much debt. They live above their means and shit like that. So I've always made sure I pay things off, buy things in cash, because I can always sell these things. Me personally, I know different people, they believe in debt and all this shit. I don't want that shit hanging over my head, bro. That shit is stressful, bro.
Yeah,
I don't want all that shit hanging over.
Stressful.
Right. I don't want that because I think that's like and don't, lack of a better words, I think that's a 1% mentality. They can do that and live forever and die.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But when you come from a certain background, it's just a blessing to even, to me, it's where I'm at right now. Like I never thought this shit. I never thought I would even have what I have. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm carrying more shit and then something happens and I'm carrying all this shit and I can't navigate. No, I'm going to pay everything in cash. If we can't pay it in cash, then we're not going to get it. And if it's something we need or we want, right, we're going to do what we need to do to get the cash to pay. I'm talking about as far as business, as far as the trucks and shit like that. Certain things you're going to finance. So you're going to lease and shit, warehouse, shit like that. You dig what I'm saying? So, but for the assets for the most part, you see what I'm saying? So I don't make a lot of dumb decisions. You know, I'll put that shit on, right? But I'm not out here. If I don't have an event or something to go to, I'm not just going to Gucci or Louis or shit just because, bro. Like if I'm going to an event and I gotta put that shit on, bro, then I'll go get some shit. Right? I'm not out here just doing shit just for the fuck of it, bro. Those days are long gone, bro. Why? Because things happen. Bro, a bunch of shit has happened this year to me. And by the grace of God, the finances are in place to take care of those things. This year, as far as like unforeseen situations, I had one unforeseen situation caused a bunch of other unforeseen situations that were very, 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 very expensive. One situation caused other situations. And everything had to come out of pocket.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying? So now, if you go spend money just frivolously, not on things that you need, and not even on things that you want, just frivolously, eventually something gonna happen and you gonna look back and be like, damn, I need all this dumb shit that I bought. I need that money now because this is and a lot of people put themselves in those types of situations, bro.
Yeah, man.
You know,
Tell me
so-
about it. Tell me. I mean, my thing was with my first kid. With my first kid, we had some before he was born. We had some emergency shit that I had to, bro. I had to max out those credit cards like you don't even know.
Mhm.
But hey, I needed to do what I needed to do,
Mhm.
and that put me back. That has put me back like 400 years, man.
Yeah.
That put me back. But hey, I needed to do what I needed to do.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, but the key
Yeah.
every day is to hope for the best, prepare for the worst, and put yourself in a situation that
100%.
when those
I've
situations
always
come,
had that mentality.
right, you have the resources to work out of that. Like I got friends, like lady friends, even some of my homies, my guy friends. A lot of my guy friends have this mentality, but a lot of women, women are emotional thinkers, so they just shop.
Mhm.
So I find myself being like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta slow down. Like you gotta put some money to the side and prepare.
That's what I tell my wife all the time.
Yeah.
Like where we come from, bro. I get my clothing. Well, not all my clothing, but I get like my jeans.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of this? A Goodwill, bro. I get brand new Levi's for $10.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yo, go to Goodwill, get you a $10 jean. It's brand new. Oh no, I'm not going to no Goodwill. I'm going to Levi's. It's like, so you're gonna pay $70 for the same jean that I'm getting for $10.
Mm-hmm.
What's the big deal? Sometimes I even find it with the hey man, where I come from,
Mm-hmm.
that's what you're using. You're either using that or back in the day you're using FUBU. So that's where I come from. I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
She's more Americanized
Mm-hmm.
in that sense that she's been here longer than me. But for me, bro, I overthink a lot of things. I talk to 20 different people. Like this boxer stuff, bro. I've been researching this since last year, since 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Since 2024, I've been researching this, and
Okay.
I still haven't pulled the trigger because I need to research. I need to find out the numbers. I need to talk to people. I need to see or hear what people think. That's why I joined your Discord because I want to hear what you think
Mm-hmm.
before I make the decision. I'm going to make the decision now because hey man, I need to do something. I need to if there's a time, this is the time to do it. I got money, good amount of money. I'm willing to do it. I'm already in the trucking industry, so might as well just go independent.
Mm.
But man, I'm that type of person. I need to think about things. I take a long time to think. My wife gets mad at me. Oh, you always asking people about their opinions and stuff like that. I say, yeah, I gotta ask about opinions. I gotta ask advice.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? So I'm that type of dude.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's another creator that did a whole thing on analysis paralysis to kind of tell people just make a
Just make the
decision. But that's
decision,
because, and I get it. I'm not going to get into that because it's messy. But when I see shit like that, it's kind of upsetting to me because I'm the type of person who will think about things over and 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 over again.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because I want to make sure that I don't put myself in a fucked up situation, bro. Like, man, people don't listen. As time goes on, it's harder to fall off and get back on your feet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, it was easier. I think it was easier. I think as time goes on, if you fall off, it's going to be harder, especially when you older. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. I was just gonna say that. It's time. You got time.
Right. So you got time and you may have resources, right? You know what I'm saying? Your parents may still be living. Once you get to a certain point in life, you don't have that security blanket. You dig what I'm saying? So when I hear a person tell a person, man, just make the decision, man, you only live once. I don't like that type of shit, man, because I know what real struggle is like. And dude, I could really run up a nasty bag if I sold people a dream, just like they do when they say, "Oh, analysis paralysis, don't think about it." But bro, my heart and my integrity won't allow me to do that, bro, because I know how hard it is out here, bro. I know how hard it is to make it out of struggle, right? And I also know how hard it is that if you fall off, how hard it is. Like, man, when you get behind now, it's hard to get back ahead, bro.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I'm still thinking about it. I'm like, damn, should I invest this money? What if it goes wrong? What if it doesn't work? You know, it's hard to
okay.
Get that money back.
And that's okay. You know why? Because this shit ain't going nowhere. It's not going nowhere, you know. And if you don't feel confident, you shouldn't do it. Like, you have to have a certain level of confidence before you pull the trigger, right? So
I feel confident. It's just you always have that doubt in the back of your mind. What ifs, you know, the what ifs.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person that I always think about the what ifs. What if this doesn't work? Or what if it does? And you know what I'm saying? I'm always thinking about the what ifs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And worst comes to worst. It's like my stepdad told me when we had the conversation. If worst comes to worst, you sell everything off and you get some of it back.
Right. The what if though always keeps you sharp. To me, the what if, it just keeps me sharp, and it keeps me, you know, thinking and
options.
Right. It keeps me making the right. My biggest fear is falling off, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? I that's why I can't make bad investments. That's why I can't make bad decisions. That's why I can't make greedy decisions. Right? That's why I'm always like, right. Like, so like, I'm not the type of person who's gonna get caught left holding the bag. If I made a substantial amount of money, let's say on a particular investment, I'm not the type of person that's gonna hold on for dear life. If I bought in, if I put in a G on this and I'm looking at 20 G's on this off $1,000 3-4 months later, let's say, man, I'm gonna go see if I can get 50. No, bro, I just 20x'd. You see what I'm saying? So just,
did you invest on Dogecoin? Did you invest?
I made money on Dogecoin. I was investing in Dogecoin since 2018, 2019, bro. I made a shit ton of money. I did a live stream where I showed. I did a live stream where I showed, like, dude, I was buying 250, 300,000 coins at a time, bro. Like, I did a live stream maybe like 2.5, 3 years ago where I showed my early investment day. I bought like $1,000 at a time. And I showed that. I don't remember what live stream, but it was like maybe 3 years ago. But yeah, I was an early investor in that, bro. And I sold the day Elon went on
Saturday Night Live. That's when I sold too.
Yeah.
Hey, that's when I sold too, and I made that money. Mm-hmm. Hey man, everybody was expecting to go to the moon. Oh, it's gonna go to the moon. I'm like, bro, I don't feel it. I don't feel going to the moon. As soon as Saturday Night Live ended, bro, I sold all that crap.
Yeah, I didn't even wait to end. As soon as it got to like 60 cents and some, I started to sell, and my transactions didn't go through until like, because it went to 70 something, and I started unloading, and then as more people started to unload, because it never got to $1, the process started to take longer. A lot of the coins I sold at 50 cents. I was trying to sell at 60, but by the time, you know, you can't sell unless it's a person willing to buy. And it wasn't that many buyers at that time. So I was able to get a lot of them off at like 50 something cents, which was still good because I was buying in at like 3 zeros, you know what I'm saying? So, but I pride myself on making good decisions. I made a lot of money off of Richard Hart's Hex back in 2021. A lot of people were shooting for $1. I sold at 49 cents. It maxed out at 50. It was a good call. I didn't think that I sold at the top. I just said, you know what? I bought this less than a penny. I got thousands of them. 50 cents is good. I sold at 49. It never made it to $1. It actually topped at 50 cents. So I pretty much sold at the top. So, you know, it's it's just
You got a nice profit out of it.
right, but
Basically.
it's just good decision making as far as not being greedy, right? Investing early, right? Early bird gets the worm, right?
Yep.
Now that things are trending and people are buying to push this shit, I'm selling.
Yeah,
I've
I
been
know.
patient. I was
Correct.
buying when you weren't even thinking about this. You see what I'm saying?
I
You know,
messed up.
so
I messed up with Lucid though. I bought some Lucid, and that went to crap really quick.
CCIV. I bought CCIV at 18. I sold it like
CCIV,
58
yeah,
before the SPAC. They were planning that SPAC merger.
yeah,
I'll never forget it. They were planning that SPAC merger for that Monday. I said, I'm not waiting for that. They said, oh, well, the SPAC merger is Monday. It's going to go to 100. It was like at 58. I sold Friday right before closing. Monday, that shit came tanking down.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
I lost. I
it's
lost
just
on
like,
that one.
right, like, man, I buy the rumor, sell the news. I'm selling the news. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
guess what? You know why I know how to buy the rumor, sell the news? Because in my early days of investing, I used to be the stupid motherfucker that got caught left holding the bag. So I learned from experience. I'm not listening to these niggas in Wall Street bets and all that shit. I fell victim
Mm-hmm.
to the fucking years ago, but not knowing how to properly exit, being greedy, waiting, holding. No, fuck that. Okay, SPAC merger. I bought in
Diamond
at
hands.
18. This shit
Diamond hands.
58. Let me take this shit, man. I'm gone. I'm gonna take this shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this shit over there into something else. I'm out of here.
Mm.
Sure enough,
Like
Monday
I said,
came.
in the Discord the other day, I have my exit strategy, man, and that's going back home. I'm gonna try and give this at least 10 years, rack up whatever I can, and I'll be gone, my boy. I'll be gone.
Yeah,
That's it. Maybe less than 10. Heck.
yeah, yeah. Well, you just
Yeah.
gotta put your head down and get to work, man. Work really, really hard.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir. That's what I've done basically all my life.
yeah, yeah.
So, man. Hey, man. Nice talking to you. Always follow you. Always hear you. Always in the chat. Even though if you don't see me chatting there, I'm always there. I'm just working in the truck. That's all.
That's cool, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
I'm always listening to live.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you
All
so
right. Have a
much.
nice night.
You too, man. Anybody else? Timer is up, man. Timer is up. Gonna let the timer, unless somebody call up. Timer ticks away, then we gone. Next week, I got some. I'm redoing my closets, so I'm gonna have contractors in here next week, starting Monday. Hopefully, if they come. So I don't know, man. The Monday, I'm gonna talk to my contractor probably tomorrow, and if it's gonna be extremely noisy, then I don't know, man. Next week, I may have to maybe reschedule some shows, or maybe do shows later in the day, or I gotta see. So I may still do it and just maybe noisy. I don't know. I'm gonna talk to him and see. But if you don't see me next week, or it's spotty, it's not Monday through Friday, then that's what's going on. I'm not. I want this shit done now. So if I do it and it's noisy, I'm just letting you know it's contractors and him redoing the closets. So. All right, 3 minutes left. Anybody want to call? 312-772-5483. Phone line is open. Happy New Year. 341. See Sage in the building. Me and Sage was going back and forth yesterday on this Minnesota thing. Sage is, I don't know, Sage got to get out of that whole middle American mentality, man, you know. Got to get out of that middle American mentality, man. You got to be able to see the forest from the trees, but it is what it is. 312-772-5483. Let me look at this poll real quick, too, before I forgot to look at the poll the other day. All right, what mindset will make the biggest difference for you in 2026? It was a tight poll. 38% said running like a business, not a hustle. 24% said discipline over emotional decision making. 21% said master one truck before scaling. 17% said numbers first, feeling second. All right. I'm going to close that poll out. We had 104 votes. Met my threshold of 100 votes. Close that poll out. Make sure you hit the like button. Taking any more calls before we get out of here. We got about a minute and a half left on the timer. Pippi in here. We back to our normal theme. Our purple and black theme. It's Christmas red and green shit is over with until December. Go get some pinto beans. I guess I ain't gonna. I mean, some black eyed peas don't look like, I might get an hour in, get a little good pump in for an hour. Get a little pump in, then shoot to the OG crib, get them black eyed peas, man. You dig? Man, bro. Get them black eyed peas, man. Them greens, them black eyed peas, them greens. I don't know what type of protein, what type of meat she cooked. I don't know. She probably did, I don't know what she did. But I know them black eyed peas is there, that cornbread. My mama, man, she made hot water cornbread from scratch, man. None of that jiffy shit. None of that shit, bro. None of that real old, that hot water cornbread from scratch. I've been back eating meat. I started back eating meat in August. I did a good year and a half as a vegetarian. I feel a lot better, too, that I'm back eating meat. I feel stronger. My workouts be more intense. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, that year and a half of just vegetarian, that shit was, I pushed through it, but I didn't feel myself. Ain't no pause, man. Back eating meat is not crazy, bro. Listen, that's not crazy. That's not a pause. It's not a pause, bro. It's not a pause. It's not a pause, bro. That's not a pause, bro. And I think I'm going to stop playing the pause game. I'm dying to playing that shit, though. Too old for that shit now. I'm going to leave that to Cameron and Mason, people from New York. I ain't playing that game, though. I'm too old for that. I back eating meat. Chicken, fish. I ain't had a steak yet since I've been back eating meat. I still got to go to get me a good Cajun ribeye from Morton's. Got to give me a good Cajun ribeye. I ain't had a steak yet since I've been back. I had a Italian beef from Portillo's about 2-3 weeks ago for the first time in about 2 years, year and a half. So yeah, man, yeah. So yeah. Yep. Gym gonna be packed today? Probably not. Probably gonna be packed tomorrow. People drunk, hungover, man. Everybody get up and go to the gym today. Gym is empty. Tomorrow though, and Monday for sure, packed. A lot of people gonna start tomorrow. They too drunk and hungover today. Tomorrow, Monday, packed. You said pause is a part of the satire? Yeah. All right, man. I'll still play the game, bro. Damn, bro. Because I do got this button, right? You're right. So I got this button.
Fruits.
So I got to play the game. I got to play it still because I can't hit the button on people.
Fruits.
You dig what I'm saying? Like, I got to play the game still. All right, you got it. I'm going to still play it for the satire. But just know, I just, it's getting tiresome playing the game, bro. It's like as you get older, bro, like, come on, bro. So I'm going to still do it. I'm going to still play the game. Yeah, the gym going to be packed, man. probably tomorrow, Monday, all the way through February. We gotta let that means I'm gonna have to probably start getting out of the show early, because I normally hit the gym about 4:35, and that's like peak time. And like I ain't like, bro, I can't be standing around waiting on machines, bro. So I don't know, bro. We gonna have to figure something out for the next month. I ain't with standing around waiting on no machines for some new people that ain't really disciplined like that. That's just, in here just for the moment. Cause we do this shit every day, 6 days a week. We do this shit 5-6 days a week. I can't be waiting on no machines and shit, bro. Because you waited to the new year to get your shit together. We don't wait to no specific day. If we know we need to get our shit together, we start right away. We start right away. You see what I'm saying? We gonna have to figure something out, bro. I remember last year, bro, I went to the gym. It was a line for every machine around after the first. I'm like, damn, bro, you got to wait in line to get on the machine? And you own the machine, people just standing there looking at you and shit. Like, damn, I can't even I don't even feel comfortable getting me a little good 30 seconds in before I hit my next set, bro. Like, damn, let me get a little 30 in a little 30-second joint. They just staring at you and shit like. I'm about to figure something out, bro. I hate this time of the year as far as the gym. You said 8 to 10 p.m.? That's too late, bro. That's my time when I'm eating, bro. I gotta eat. Bro, because I like to get in the bed, bro. I gotta get in the bed early, bro. I gotta get my sleep, bro. I gotta get my sleep, bro. And I don't like to eat too late. But we're gonna figure something out. We definitely gonna have to make some adjustments, man, for this next month or so. It's fucking ridiculous, the gym. Hey, Will Bull, like, be cool. Like, you dig what I'm saying? Like chill, Like, you getting a little bit too carried away, bro. We caught the pause. We recognize the pause. We get it, bro. We get it. You getting carried away with it, though. Like, we get it. We get it. We get the pause. Jesus Christ, bro. Y'all take the pause a little bit too far, though. One time, that's it. That's the shock value right there. But when you keep going on with it, then it just, you take away the little, whatever it was, you take it away because, you gotta get the joke in and get gone. Gotta hit it and get gone with it. It is so. All right, man. The timer expired. Cool. I'm out of here, bro. So look, what's today? Thursday. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Next week, I don't know, bro. I don't know. It may be spotty. I gotta see, bro. I gotta see how noisy it is, bro. Cause they gotta come through. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta see. You said complex gym never packed? I mean, worst case scenario, I'm gonna just start working out in my building. I'm just gonna start working out in my building, bro. If it's certain days like Monday, Tuesday, those days, Wednesday, if I get there and it's just too packed, then I'll just come home and work out in the building. That's fine. All right, y'all. Hope y'all had a happy new year. Hope, this new year brings people much, much blessings. Hope, if you didn't have a good 2025, you have a better 2026. Hopefully you do everything that's in your best interest. As far as discipline, understanding your cost, not worrying about other people, focusing on the things that's in front of you. Sacrifice, make better decisions, and ultimately run it up, man. All right. On that note, I gotta go. I'm out. Peace.